And we're honored to have with us Reverend Vanessa Southern of the Senior Minister of the Unitarian Universalist of San Francisco, who will give us a welcoming statement. Thank you so much, Vanessa, for coming and doing this welcoming statement.
My pleasure, and my gratitude, I think all of our gratitude to those of you who pulled this together, a phenomenal group of lay leaders and leaders across communities to raise awareness, knowing that knowledge is the first step for some of us, and unity is the second step to using collective power to change places that we find inequity and evil in the world. And so I'm super grateful, and so grateful to all of our guests, an incredible panel. Glad we're recording this so that it can live on beyond the confines of this time together. Two things came to mind when I was reading about and thinking about listening to the incredible interview on Pacifica Radio that happened this week. One is being reminded years ago of going to the Holocaust Museum in Washington, DC, and areas that they had enclosed by walls with videos on the inside and photographs. And those walls being symbolic in the intentional construction of that museum of two things. One, that they didn't want small children to see what was inside, displayed inside in the museum. But secondarily, to make the point that sometimes we have to look over obstacles, literal walls, prison walls, the boundaries between nations that are kept up like walls, the walls of PR and misinformation, in order to see, intentionally look to see what none of us wants to see in the world. And I feel like part of what we do as people of faith, whatever faith tradition we are in, that lives its love of one another and its commitment to, justice and compassion and courage, is to look over those walls. And it feels to me like we're gathering today to continue to do that work together. So that was the first thing that occurred to me, is the way we stand, looking at things that are difficult, incredibly broken and painful in Iran, but that speak to values that we all are committed to. The second is our own symbol of Unitarian Universalism, which is a relatively new symbol. It's a chalice that has a candle or a light in the middle. That is relatively new as a symbol of the tradition, but came out of World War II, when Unitarians in Europe were trying to rescue people from Nazism and needed something to put on the official paperwork to make it look official, to rescue the people that we were able to rescue at that time and bring as refugees and give asylum to in the US. And the light in it is both the light, often representative of the light of the human dignity that we believe is in everybody and deserves protection and care, and also the light that we shine on the dark places when we step into them together to do the work of change. And so, in the spirit of all of that, gratitude again for everybody who's made this possible and everybody who's here today, and the work that we're called to and doing together, and the beauty of the unity of that work, the power of that. I just want to, if you'll indulge me, light a chalice, which is symbol of Unitarian Universalism. So thank you all, and I look forward to today's program.